What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great day. Appreciate you all taking the time here. It is, of course, Kelly Green week and also Dallas week, so F those guys. But we're here to talk about the Week 12 opponent for the Philadelphia Eagles, those Dallas Cowboys, and get to know everything we need to know for this Week 12 matchup. We'll take a look at their coaching staff, their stats and rankings so far this year, where they are in the division and conference, and then a look at the team with their depth chart, practice squad, and their injury list. So you know everything about this team heading into Week 12. I cannot believe it is Week 12, but I appreciate you all flying along with me here in the Eagles, and a lot of nonsense being thrown out there. Just want to touch up on one thing. I see Derek Gunn reporting, the Eagles hate Jalen Hurts. Everybody wants him gone. Yeah, he did this 3 years ago. If you remember, he tried it, and man, what a crappy time to try that, because unfortunately for him, I actually was there at that closed training camp practice where he thought no one was going to be able to see it, but I was able to see it, and I told you guys exactly what was happening, laughed my ass off at all of the reporters that tried to spin this narrative, told them how dumb they were, and then that year we went to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts' first Super Bowl, of course. Nice little penalty at the end and a nice sloppy field helped us not get that W. But hey, man, if that's what happened after these narratives, hey, go ahead, push that narrative one more time. Only thing is, we're going to win it this time. So we're going back to back. That's fine. We got to focus on week to week, though. So just wanted to say, hey, man, cut the nonsense out. You don't have to listen to them. They try it every year with the dumb stuff. Derek Gunn tried this a few years ago. Find a new shtick, man. But just wanted to let you know. But I appreciate you all taking the time, hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, becoming members, hyping these videos up. Everything you're doing to support the channel. Cannot thank you enough. Let's jump right into this bad boy. Let's get to know these Dallas Cowboys. And, well, surprisingly, they, have the same coaching staff. Not firing anybody here. But, we saw these guys week one. Brian Schottenheimer running the show now. He's got Clayton Adams on offense, Eberflus and his defense, and then Nick Sorensen there as the special teams coordinator. So no changes since the last time we saw it. You see they have a lot of cap space now, though. So I guess that's cool. Trade away Micah Parsons, and they did add some players, but still got a bunch of cap space. So whether they want to roll that over, try to add some veterans, we'll see what they decide to do, but that's their coaching staff. Again, nothing changed there, but let's take a look at how they have their team doing so far with their stats and where that has them ranked. And you can see, holy Lord, I think that obviously you can see their offense definitely knows how to put up stats. So I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me, what would you prefer? Would you prefer being, stat leaders like the Cowboys and only have 4 wins, or would you and be bottom of the NFC, or would you like to be at the top of the NFC with, a decent offense, trying to figure itself out and a really good defense? You let me know how you feel, if you would rather have stats. But, these guys, they run the ball a lot more than, years past, but they can still pass that ball. Dak Prescott's definitely going to throw it. They are protecting him. They still do turn the ball over, middle of the pack there. But I think, you're going to see a lot of pre-snap motion, trying to go up tempo. This is a, offense that I think really, having the running back, Javonte Williams, be able to do so much has really been a big help for them, not just throwing the ball nonstop. But this is a much different offense. We saw that week one, and they're showing it here, dude. Second in points, third in total yardage. That's pretty damn good here. But then on the defensive side of the ball, you could see a little bit different. 31st in points, 30th in total yardage. So, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde here. But, I think the Eberflus is a defense. They go back to that 4-3 traditional type style, run a zone type defense here. A lot of blitzing coming at you, trying to get pressure on Jalen Hurts is something they will definitely do. But I think, this is a team. They're not getting many turnovers, middle of the pack of sacks. So a beatable team, but it is a divisional matchup. You never want to sleep on anybody in the Cowboys. They signed all these players. They're getting players back healthy. So do not sleep on this team, even though the record, will tell you that they're a bad team. And, hey, let's not kid ourselves. Dallas sucks. And I love saying it. But, they are the Cowboys. They do have a lot of firepower there. This defense, though, they've been shutting down these high-powered offenses. So come get it, man. I'm all about it. You can bring your best, man, and you probably should. So sitting there at 4-5-1 after the win last night over the Raiders, woo! But battling it out with the Commanders and Giants to be the worst in the division as we just sit there at the top at 8-2. Oh, I love it. And then when you look at the NFC, you can see, well, they're at number 10. So in the top 10 of the NFC, I guess that's something. But trying to work their way up to get into that top 7. Those are the teams that make the playoffs. You can see the Eagles, number 1 in their division, but also in their conference, sitting there with tiebreakers over the Rams, over the Bucks. So, and we'll have one over the Seahawks here soon. But you can see how this team is doing, and well, opposite of them, the Cowboys there, how they are doing. Now, let's take a look, and there definitely has been some changes since we saw them on week 1. So let's take a look at that now. And one of the big changes is to their IR and their PUP and NFI list. This list was quite massive and still quite a few names on there, but Trevon Diggs has now been added there. Got a couple of rookies and then a bunch of new pieces you added. You got a couple of guards and Jones and former Eagle Trevor Keegan. Then you have linebacker Jack Sanborn. You got former Eagle Miles Sanders, edge guy Peyton Turner, interior guy Perry and Winfrey, and then Butler and Thomas, 2 secondary pieces also on their respective lists. So we'll not see them on the depth chart. We'll see if any of these guys get activated for this week, but right now that's where they are. So looking at this offense, no Miles Sanders there anymore, so Jaden Blue is the backup, but they didn't even play him yesterday. So they elevated Malik Davis, the running back, from their practice squad. So Blue not really panning out yet for them. They got Lepke there at fullback. Pickens and Lamb together, quite a combo. Pickens had himself a day, that's for sure. Lamb with a nice drop. It's going to be fun to watch. Quinyon Mitchell, Coop. We'll talk about this during the top matchups. I cannot wait. But look, man, again, this is still a high-powered offense here. Dak Prescott's got 2,500 yards already. Has 21 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. So not his usual self, I'll say. But Javonte Williams averaging 5 yards per carry, got 809 yards so far this season, 8 touchdowns. So, and that's on the ground. He can catch the ball too. Only has 93 yards receiving and a touchdown, but he can get you there too. But Jake Ferguson is another piece that I will tell you. This is a dude, 7 touchdowns. He is a target machine. They will try to get him the ball a lot. But Eagles have done well against tight ends. We're going to try to continue that trend and shut down these guys. And then this offensive line, they got the rookie Tyler Booker there. Nothing has changed here. Ryan Flournoy, he did get elevated for the last time we played him, but actually a part of the offense now on the active roster, playing over guys like Mingo, Tolbert, and Turpin. So intriguing. But yeah, that's a little bit of the change you see there since the last time we saw them. And then on the defensive side of the ball, well, you added Kenny Clark, and well, now they added Quinnen Williams too. So you got 2 monsters in the middle there. And they're both really good. Yeah, they're getting a little older, but still very dominant. So oh boy. And then they added Jadeveon Clowney on the edge as well since the last time we saw him. And Donovan Zareke is now starting over Dante Fowler. So got a whole new line since the last time we saw them, and they're going to bring it. They're going to be coming after Hurts. They're going to be trying to shut down that run. And, they've got Logan Wilson now they added as well to go with Kenneth Murray. DeMarvion Overshown is now off of his injury list. So they've got some reinforcements here in their front 7. So the Eagles, a much different team they're facing. And then in the secondary as well, no Trevon Diggs. You've got Kalen Carson there with Kyer Elam and Deron Bland, who were there last time with Hooker and Wilson. But Carson is the change, and you can see Siobhan Ravel Jr., he is there now, no longer on an injury list, and a couple of other rookies there. Jaqueezi Bridges as well. But that is their defense, and then a good amount of changes since the last time we saw them, actually. And then special teams, nothing has changed here. Aubrey, one of the better kickers. Turpin, one of the better return men in the league. So going to be a big watch here in the matchups for the special teams department. And then, of course, the practice squad. These guys, they can elevate 2 of them for the game. And as mentioned, they did that with Malik Davis. Not sure if he has another elevation left. These guys can only be elevated 3 times. But you can see their full list here, and whoever they want to elevate at whatever respective position, those are their choices. But yeah, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Behind Enemy Lines with the Eagles' Week 12 opponent, the Dallas Cowboys. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Maybe you've already got a top matchup in mind. You've got a score prediction, MVP player, somebody you think needs to step it up, somebody you think should just get a little playing time. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear from you. Maybe you have some thoughts on the Cowboys. Dallas sucks. I almost trying not to use those cuss words. But Dallas sucks. We'll always remember that. But if you guys have anything, love to hear from you. Appreciate you taking the time here, hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, becoming members, hyping these videos up. Everything you do to support the channel. Cannot thank you enough. You know, if you need anything, doesn't have to be about the birds. Always here for you guys as you are for me. But I will be back tomorrow with the initial injury report. We'll know what's going on for both teams. Some major injuries to look out for. So tune in tomorrow. In case anything happens in between then, I'll make a video. But if not, I'll see you then. Until then, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!